This is actually the one that bit me. 17 foot 7 inches, 135 pounds. And that's no eggs inside of it, no meal inside of it. That's solid snake muscle. And at the time, that's about what I weighed.
The Joe Rogan Experience thrives on wild tales, and nothing's wilder than deadly snake encounters caught on camera.
She's got some weight to her. She might be about 100 pounds. What you're trying to get me. Ooh.
Picture venomous bites, black mambas,
The black mamba.
taipans, stunning the internet.
I'm almost there. He knows.
Some even hitting Rogan's mic with guests who face the fangs.
Yeah,
How big is that?
that's big. It's probably 20-ish. So there's quite a lot of 20-foot snakes out there.
From survival to tragedy, these stories hook millions, and Joe's all over it. Curious about the craziest snake moments ever filmed? Buckle up, this ride's got JRE's raw energy driving it. Mark Lada's Black Mamba Scare. So Joe Rogan's The Joe Rogan Experience is no stranger to wild animal stories, and Mark Lada's Black Mamba Scare is one that'll make your skin crawl. Lada, a photographer with a passion for snapping pics of the world's wildest creatures, was working on his serpentine project when a black mamba, one of the planet's deadliest snakes, decided his leg looked tasty.
I looked away or something, and it had wrapped itself around my ankle. I felt something on my leg, which I thought was just his hook hitting my leg, and I look, and there's blood just gushing down my calf into my shoe. It's clearly in your blood system. If there was venom, you'd be feeling it. You'd be dizzy. You'd be passed out.
This wasn't some staged drama. It happened at a reptile facility in Central America. He didn't even notice at first, just kept snapping away until he glanced at his photos and saw those fangs buried in his calf. Talk about a wake-up call. Here's the wild part, he survived. Experts reckon it was a dry bite. No venom, just a warning nip. Still, the pain hit him like a truck, burning and swelling up fast, but no paralysis or blackout. Black mambas aren't messing around. Those suckers can hit 12 miles an hour and pack venom that'll shut your nervous system down in hours without anti-venom. Lada's lucky break turned into a story that's bounced around the internet ever since. PetaPixel spilled the details, Reddit went nuts, and his own images, blurry shots of the snake mid-strike, became a viral hit. Ever miss something that big happening to you? Dude was in the zone. Lada landed on JRE episode number 1910, chatting about his soft white underbelly YouTube gig, but you know Rogan couldn't resist digging into this. Picture Joe leaning in, eyes wide, going, "Wait, you didn't even feel it?" The episode's on Spotify, and while it's not all snake talk, Lada's brush with death fits Rogan's love for nature's gnarly side. The footage isn't some slick Hollywood clip, just raw stills from his camera, but that's what makes it stick. You can almost hear the hiss and feel the panic. Online, folks still debate how he stayed so chill. Maybe he's got ice in his veins, or maybe Mambas just liked his vibe that day. What's cool is how this ties into JRE's vibe. Real people, real stakes. Lada's not some daredevil. He's a guy with a lens who got too close. The pics show a sleek, jet black snake coiled and ready against his jeans, a split second that could have ended it all. Ever wonder what you'd do in that spot? Probably not keep clicking the shutter, right? It's a perfect JRE moment, danger, survival, and a story that's too nuts to make up. But if you think that's wild, wait till you hear about a guy who turned a snakebite into a goodbye, on purpose. What drives someone to roll the dice like that? Arslan Valiv's shocking black mamba farewell. Alright, buckle up. This one's a gut punch. Arslan Valiv, a Russian snake expert with a YouTube following, didn't just tangle with a black mamba, he invited it to end him. Back in 2017, after a messy breakup with his ex-wife Ekaterina, he hit rock bottom. So he grabbed his pet mamba, pressed record, and live-streamed his own exit. The footage, it's grim. You see him sit there, calm at first, then the venom kicks in, shaky hands, slurred words, begging viewers to call her as he fades. He stumbles off screen, and that's it. He was gone. This wasn't an accident. Valiv knew his stuff, handled snakes like old pals, but this was personal. Black mamba venom is a nightmare. Neurotoxins that paralyze you fast, shutting down breathing and heartbeats if antivenom's not quick. He live-streamed it, knowing the clock was ticking, 20 minutes to a few hours, tops. The video's rough, grainy, but you can spot the bite mark on his hand, his face paling, the slow slump. It's not bloody, it's just heavy. YouTube's got clips, the Daily Mail ran it, and it's still one of the most talked about snake vids out there. People watch, stunned, asking, did he really mean it? Joe Rogan hasn't dropped this one on JRE, at least not yet, but it's the kind of story he'd sink his teeth into. Imagine him with a wildlife guest, jaw dropped, going, this dude just sat there and let it happen? It fits his thing, humans pushing the edge, sometimes too far. No direct episode ties it in, but the vibe's there. Extreme, raw, and real. Online, it's a legend for its shock factor. Clips show Valiv's last moments, his voice cracking, and it's haunting. Ever think heartbreak could go that dark? What sets this apart is the intent. Lyda's bite was a fluke, Valiv's was a choice. The footage captures this skinny guy in a dim room, Mamba coiled nearby, and you can feel the weight. It's not just a snake encounter, it's a window into a broken mind. Millions have seen it, dissected it, from forums to comment sections. Some call it tragic, others reckless, but it's glued to the internet's Snake Hall of Fame. Rogan would probably say it's proof nature doesn't mess around when you give it an opening. Valiv's story leaves you wondering how far people push their luck with these killers. But what happens when confidence turns into a close call? Let's jump into a guy who thought he could charm the world's deadliest snake on camera. Jeffrey Leibowitz's inland taipan nightmare. Now, let's talk about Jeffrey Leibowitz, a snake handler from South Carolina who rolled the dice with an inland taipan, the most venomous snake on Earth, and lived to tell the tale. It's September 5th, 2024, and this guy's free-handling the thing like it's a puppy, filming it for his social media followers. Hours before, he's on Instagram all cocky saying, "There's no need to be so scared of them if you know their limits." Famous last words, right? By 2 a.m., that taipan's fangs are in his hand, and he's posting panicked pleas for anti-venom. The footage captures it all, calm strokes pre-bite, then pure chaos as he's racing against the clock. This blew up fast online. The Post and Courier ran the story, YouTube's flooded with reaction vids, and his Instagram, 15,000 followers strong, shows off the snake's sleek brown body in shaky clips.
He knows.
Inland taipans are no joke. One bite's got enough venom to kill 100 people, a cocktail of neurotoxins and tissue destroyers that'll drop you in minutes without help. Leibowitz's apartment was a mess too. 14 venomous snakes in plastic bins, stinking like death. After he got to the hospital, cops had to put them down since no sanctuary wanted them. He survived thanks to a rare antivenom dose, but the internet's still roasting him for the stunt. Ever think you're invincible until nature says nah? Joe Rogan hasn't tackled this one on JRE yet. It's too fresh for a 2025 episode, but it's screaming for his style. Picture him with a guest, maybe a herpetologist going, "This dude's handling a taipan like it's a garden hose." What's the play here? It fits Rogan's obsession with risk-takers and nature's heavy hitters. The footage isn't just the bite moment, it's the build-up. Leibowitz petting this coiled killer all chill, then the hospital updates where he's pale and wired. Online, it's a goldmine. Clips of him pre-bite, post-bite rants, and pics of the taipan's eerie, unblinking eyes. People can't stop watching, half amazed, half yelling at their screens. What makes this stand out is the arrogance flipped on its head. Unlike Lyda's accidental nip or Valiv's dark choice, Leibowitz thought he had it under control. The video shows this lean brown snake, deceptively plain, lashing out in a blur. His place was a snake hoarder's dream, with totes stacked like some DIY zoo. The Post and Courier said neighbors smelled rot for weeks. Yikes! Rogan'd probably dig into why someone keeps that ticking time bomb at home. It's a fresh, wild case, dripping with that caught-on-camera thrill, and it's only a matter of time before JRE picks it up. You holding your breath yet? But not every JRE snake story is about venom. Sometimes it's raw power that gets you. Curious how a python tangle ties into Rogan's world? Let's find out. Mike Kimmel's python tangle.
Look, this is actually the one that bit me. that
Oh,
I
my
almost
God.
bled out in the middle of the Everglades, caught by myself in the middle of the Everglades.
Okay, let's switch gears to Mike Kimmel, aka the Python Cowboy, who brought a different kind of snake chaos to JRE episode number 2020. This guy's not dodging venom, but wrestling a 17-foot Burmese python that nearly turned him into a human pretzel. It's not a bite caught on camera in the classic sense. Pythons don't poison, they squeeze, but Kimmel's got the scars and footage to prove it. He's out in Florida's swamps hunting invasives, and this beast latches on. Instagram's got the gritty clips, him grappling this massive, coiling tube of muscle, arms straining, mud everywhere. Rogan's geeking out over it, pure Manvia's beast stuff. Burmese pythons aren't venomous, but they're deadly in their own way. They constrict, crushing your ribs until you can't breathe. Think 200 pounds of pure nope. Kimmel's tussle wasn't fatal, but it left marks. He's showing off the bruises online like battle trophies. On JRE, he's telling Rogan how it went down. Python wrapping him up, him prying it off, all while it's hissing like a ticked-off tire. Joe's all in, probably saying, "Dude, that's insane, 17 feet?"
Yeah, and this snake, 17 foot 7 inches, 135 pounds. And that's no eggs inside of it, no meal inside of it. That's solid snake muscle. And at the time, that's about what I weighed. So it was a fair Everglades battle
The
royale.
episode's on Spotify, and while it's not a mamba or taipan tail, it fits that exotic animal attack vibe Rogan loves. Ever tried arm wrestling a snake that big? The footage is raw, phone vids of Kimmel in the muck, python thrashing, his voice barking orders to his crew. It's not the clean bite and collapse drama of venomous encounters, but it's tense. You see this tan, scaly monster loop around him, and it's like watching a slow-motion car crash, except he wins. Online, his followers eat it up. Clips rack up views, comments buzzing about his guts. It's a side dish to the venomous snake buffet, but it's JRE gold. A real guy, real stakes, and a story that's less about death and more about grit. What's neat here is how it broadens the JRE lens. Lyda, Valieve, and Leibowitz faced venom. Kimmel's about brute force. Rogan ties it in with his wildlife fascination. Guests like him bring the outdoors to the mic. The python's no taipan, but 17 feet of muscle trying to hug you to death? That's a flex. Kimmel's Instagram's a treasure trove. Pics of him hoisting the beast post-fight, grinning like he just beat a boss level. Rogan's listeners get why. It's not just danger, it's the wrestle that hooks you. Black mamba fatalities, Leighton and Subrayan. Not every snake encounter gets filmed, but some still echo online and could have sparked JRE chatter. Take Nathan Leighton, a 28-year-old British safari guide trainee, bitten by a black mamba in March 2008 at South Africa's Southern African Wildlife College. He was handling it during a demo when it struck, dead within hours. No video, but BBC News ran it, forums buzzed, and it's a stark reminder, mambas don't play. Venom hit his nerves fast, paralyzing him before help could arrive. Rogan's never mentioned it, but with guests like Forrest Galante, it's the kind of tale that'd fit. One slip, and you're gone. Then there's Ryan Subrayan, a 26-year-old herpetologist, killed in October 2018 while extracting venom at African reptiles, and venom in Johannesburg. The mamba got him mid-job. No footage, just reports of a quick, fatal strike. Daily Mail covered it, pics of the scene floated online, and it's a grim nod to workplace risks. Black mamba venom's lethality, 14% fatality, even with anti-venom, shines here. Rogan hasn't tied it to JRE, but imagine him asking, why risk it for venom? It's a pros game gone wrong. These aren't viral vids like Lyda's or Leibowitz's, but they're known cases, heavy with detail. Leighton's bite was a training fluke, young guy, green grass, snake in hand. Subrayan's was a lab slip, sterile room, syringe ready, then chaos. No cameras, but the stories linger online, tied to mamba lore. Rogan's wildlife chats could easily scoop these up. Real stakes, no second chances. Ever think a snake could turn a job into a death sentence? Snakes aren't the only exotic risks out there. Want to know what else Rogan's crew tackles? Let's widen the lens a bit. Exotic animal risks beyond snakes. JRE doesn't stop at snakes. Exotic animal attacks are Rogan's bread and butter. Take Kimmel's python fight, but think bigger. Alligators, big cats, even bears. On episode number 1368, Forrest Galante, a herpetologist and wildlife nut, talks croc attacks and Komodo dragon bites. No cameras there, but he paints a picture. A Komodo's toxic chomp felling prey slow and nasty. Rogan's hooked, asking, how do you even survive that? It's not venom like a mamba, but bacteria that rots you from the inside. Different beast, same danger. Then there's Steve-O on number 1802, recounting a lion encounter from his wild days. No bite, but the tension's real. Claws and teeth inches away. Rogan ties it to nature's unpredictability, a thread through all these stories. These aren't filmed strikes, but they echo Leibowitz's hubris or Valab's edge. Exotic pets, like Leibowitz's taipan stash, pop up too. Think tigers in basements or gators in tubs. No JRE guest has died on tape, but the risk's there, and Rogan loves dissecting it. It's a step beyond snakes, showing how humans flirt with chaos. Galante's croc tales or Steve-O's lion dodge aren't viral clips, but they're JRE gold. Real, unscripted, wild. Ever wonder why we keep these beasts so close? From Lada's luck to Leighton's loss, these snake encounters, caught on camera or not, light up JRE and the web. Rogan's got more wild tales coming. What's next? A cobra showdown? Stay tuned, because nature's not done surprising us, and neither is Joe.